This on Tuesday mornings. Yes, Mike, Tuesday. I know you in the insurance industry had Labor Day off.
Well, yeah.
My friend Sonny.
We,
Monday, all day.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. It was, I'll tell you, though, when you work for yourself, there's no such thing as time off, right? So, I mean, I still worked over the course of the weekend just because I can't help myself. So I should learn how to control it, but I can't because I'm my own boss and man of my heart of myself. So it's just the way it works.
Best way to be. Work ethic is a value.
Yeah.
And something to hold on to.
Yes.
In the world of insurance and in the world of investments, there's this phrase that I know nothing about. And we're going to discuss it this morning. It is called escrow. What in the world does this mean in insurance?
So for insurance, escrow doesn't mean much more than the fact that your mortgagee pays for your insurance. All right. So if you're going and getting a property, more common than not these days, if you're purchasing a home, the bank is going to ask you to put your taxes for the property taxes and your insurance in escrow, meaning you're going to fund an escrow account that's only existing for one reason and one reason only. That's to accumulate funds over the course of your payments. Every payment you make, a portion of that's cut out for escrow. It's right there clearly on your invoice or on whatever you want to call it, your statement for the month. And it builds up an accumulation in your escrow account to pay for your insurance and your taxes. And they predict, right? I mean, it's not an exact science. Taxes go up every year. Insurance can go up every year. But the reason I wanted to talk about escrow this morning is that a lot of people think escrow limits them on their ability to switch insurance. And that is not the case.
Now, why is that? Why would a consumer think that?
Because the bank pays it. So they're worried, especially at about the time of renewal. Am I allowed? I mean, they know they can switch, but they don't know when or how and the process involved. So you can switch your homeowner's insurance any darn time you want to. Where it can be a little bit of a muddying of the waters. Let's say that you bought your house September 1st. And so that's when your homeowner's insurance renews, is September 1st. That means your mortgagee, and you may have gotten a copy, by the way, but mortgagee got their invoice probably 2-3 weeks prior to September 1st. And if they're good at what they do, which we hope they are, they paid it. So now your homeowner's insurance has been paid for the full year, and you're thinking, man, I'd like to switch. Can I? Yeah, you can if you want to. There's ways. Now, escrow, again, they're accumulating funds that may be more than what you need to pay for your taxes and insurance. So there may be funds in there, especially if you found an insurance policy that's firing in all the cylinders that you're looking for and has an opportunity for savings. Sure, you can switch. Not a bad idea to let the mortgagee know if you can. Not always able to do that. But go ahead and switch. Now, the money that comes back from your other insurance is going to come to you because that's your money. So the refund from canceling a homeowner's policy will come to you. You can either A, keep it, B, talk to your lender and see if it should go back into your escrow, or B, just pay for your new policy and move on.
So then, since again, this is something I am learning about here. So if, using your example of September 1, and the escrow's already been paid.
Yeah.
They get a refund. Mm-hmm. Okay. So may that be why a consumer would be concerned about it, saying, well, now, wait a minute, they already paid it. I don't get that money back?
Right. Okay. Yeah, it can be confusing and concerning, right? But like I said, sometimes, especially depending on the time of the year, right? So taxes are not always paid at the exact same time as your insurance. I mean, if we're in September, we're getting close to tax time, right? But more often than not, it's not near tax time. So there's enough funds in there to pay for your insurance again, and probably can accumulate funds to pay for your taxes if it's spread out enough. But it's always worth a dialogue if you have a lender that you work with, to have a dialogue with them and say, look, I found insurance that I want to switch to. It's pretty close to my renewal time. I would like to make this change. Is it okay? What do you recommend? Should I give you back any refund that I get from my previous insurance company? Or is that my money to spend and you guys are all set?
So in the scheduling of the escrow payment, is it factored in the possibility of a tax increase?
Oh, yeah. They are trying. It's not an exact science. I believe most companies do a recalculation or estimate of what they should be collecting from the consumer every month in their mortgage payment for their escrow to make sure that there is enough to fund their taxes and their insurance for future renewals.
Now, also, too, we understand that insurance premium can go down if, let's say, for example, where you live, the town, the village, whatever, has installed a fire hydrant, which is closer to your home.
Yeah.
That factored into the escrow payment as well?
Oh, yeah. So anything, I mean, they're kind of just out. I mean, they're slow to the party, but they are by law not allowed to have more than a certain percentage in escrow funds. So it's not even uncommon for somebody who has an escrow account through their mortgagee to even once in a while get a refund, from time to time, every couple of years or so, to say, hey, we overestimated. Here's some money back to you because we're not allowed to keep this. I don't know what the percentage is. That's a banking question, but the reason I know that is I personally have received a refund from my escrow at least twice, saying, hey, we overestimated. Here's some money back.
That's always good.
Yes.
Nobody complains when they get a check in the mail.
No, but I called the bank like 6 times before I cashed the check. Like, can I really do this? Is this really my money? I don't, because if I cash it and you tell me I got to pay it back, I'm not paying you back. That's kind of how I felt about it. But, and the other side of escrow is from the front loading of insurance, right? So, or front loading of purchasing of a home. So here you are, you found a home, you've gone through the process, and now you got a closing scheduled for tomorrow. All right. Well, if it's escrow, remember the bank's going to require the first full year's premium to be paid by you. So whether that means you pay by cash, check, or credit card before closing, or sometimes and many times the lender will say, send us an invoice and we will collect those funds at closing. But you have to pay the first full year of your insurance if you're going into escrow for purchasing a home.
Well, no, it makes sense. And that's why you have the conversation.
That's why you have the conversation. And we were happy to educate and tell people all about it, and just let them know what may or may not work for them. But the fact of the matter is that you still have the flexibility and freedom to do what you want. Just know that there may be an extra step or two involved. We try, if we're shopping with folks, if it's escrow, we do try to do it at renewal time, ahead of renewal time. But again, it's not always going to hit that window, and you just do it when it makes the most sense for you.
And there may be first-time home buyers out there, and if they want to talk to you,
give us a call, 748-5224. You can find us on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, online, thebarrettagency.com. Google, Facebook, and YouTube. Just look for Barrett Insurance Agency.
By the way, hope you had a good long weekend.
I did.
You already explained you didn't take any time off.
Oh, I took time off. I just worked intermittently. How's that?
There you go.
Yeah.
Good Policies with Magic in the Morning. Headed up to music from BTS. And